The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It's David, and I hope that you're all doing well, and welcome to this product training webinar today. I am just getting back from Japan and the Philippines. It was a fantastic trip, and I will be bringing you up to date on that actually before we start our training. I think there's a few things that you'd be very interested to hear about. Also, when I got back into the office today, I just opened this up a few minutes ago. There was a package here waiting for me. I just got in not one but two new U.S. patents on two of my inventions. So I was very happy and excited about that. Always nice to come back to something new and exciting. So first, a little bit about the meetings in Japan and the Philippines. We were doing some leader meetings and general meeting for our members. This is in pre-launch in anticipation of the upcoming tour on X39. And as an example, in one of the meetings that I had with three leaders that flew in from the northern part of Japan to the meetings in Tokyo, one of these leaders was suffering with back pain. And he was asking if X39 could help him. So I simply applied a patch to the back of his neck, even though the back pain was in his lower back, and within minutes the pain dropped to almost a zero. So he was delighted, and all three of them signed up as diamonds. Two stories I want to share with you from the Philippines that were particularly exciting. At one of the leader meetings that we had, there was a young woman, I would say in her mid-30s or so, and she has 4 children. And she has been suffering with lung cancer for the past few years. And this has left her with very shallow breathing and pain throughout her body. And she asked me if she used the X39 for 3 months, would she notice any difference? Now, of course, we don't make any medical claims, but the benefits of X39 are significant in terms of improving energy, quality of sleep, wound healing, and so forth. So I applied a patch to the back of her neck, and within about 1 minute, she said, I'm starting to feel a warm sensation going through my body. About 1 minute later, she started to cry. And I asked her if she was okay. And she said that she could breathe normally and she was no longer in pain. So we took that expectation of 3 months down to 2 minutes. So she was delighted and is very excited about building LifeWave. We had another experience with X39 that was phenomenal. One of the women at our meeting, at our leader meeting, had fibromyalgia. And as you probably know, fibromyalgia produces a tremendous amount of pain. So we patched her with X39 and her pain went to a zero. She was so excited that she wanted to host the pre-launch meeting that we were having. So this was a small meeting of about 140 people, and we're running on track to have about 600 people at our meeting in the Philippines in March. So she hosted this event, and she was absolutely spectacular. Lots of other great X39 patching experiences in both Japan and the Philippines, but just wanted to share that with you. And of course, one of the reasons is to underscore the very powerful effects of X39 and that it does work immediately, and that this is a great product to use for demonstrations. So with that, let's go ahead and get to our product training. And today what we are going to be going over is something that is often a little bit of a point of confusion. So I want to see if I can clear it up. But it is on the use of X39 with our other patches. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, one other comment. we are going to be having a webinar next Monday, December 17th, and we are going to unveil an astonishing new benefit that has been discovered as a result of completing one of our recent clinical studies on X39. Now, originally we thought maybe we would save this until January 19th, but it's so incredible we didn't want to wait, so we are going to be revealing that next Monday the 17th. This webinar will not be recorded, so if you're not on it, you're going to have to wait until January 19th to find out what this is all about. So you definitely want to be there to hear it and see it first. And of course, we're still saving things for the launch on January 19th. We've got the big news coming on January 19th, so you want to be there to experience it. Okay, so let's get started with this. First up is energy enhancer patches. So when we think about the benefits of X39, one of the first benefits that people experience the very first day is an improvement in energy. Now, for many people, X39 is going to provide exactly the energy boost that they need through the day, and they won't need anything else. So I would say start with X39 and see how that works for you before adding energy enhancer. Now, I've been using energy enhancer since I invented this product in 2002, and this continues to be a staple and a foundation for my patching each day. What you could do as one suggestion is when you know that you're going to have an exceptionally long day, you could apply a set of energy patches. If you are going to be going to the gym and you want that extra energy boost, you could always add a set of energy patches. So I would say this is definitely up to the individual to decide, but start with X39 first and see how that does for you. Now, the next patch is Carnosine, and this is one of the ideal patches to use with X39. So first, in terms of protocol, you could keep this very simple. X39 on the back of the neck, and then Carnosine below the belly button. Doesn't have to be any fancier or more complicated than that. Now, of course, Carnosine is going to provide a number of immediate benefits and then a number of long-term benefits. So when we think about Carnosine, first, this is an antioxidant that gets stored in the muscle, among other places. In our own clinical studies with the Carnosine patch, we have found dramatic improvements in strength and stamina. So from the perspective of anti-aging and that we want to maintain our strength, this is a great product to use. But Carnosine doesn't stop there. So Carnosine is also stored in the heart, where it helps to protect the heart as an antioxidant, and it's also stored in the brain. Now, we performed a clinical study with a doctor in Washington State, and what was found is that Carnosine provided a significant improvement in the functioning of the brain. There were noticeable improvements in memory, general cognition, so the ability to process information. Now, the long-term benefits of Carnosine are equally important. Studies that have been conducted in mice have shown that Carnosine will protect the telomeres. And in mice experiments, this ended up extending the lifespan by 30 to 40%. So that's pretty remarkable. Now, of course, nobody really knows yet for sure how that's going to translate over into human beings. But fact of the matter is that the short-term benefits of Carnosine are very well documented, and you'll get benefit from that. And let's hope also there are these significant longevity benefits. So Carnosine is definitely a patch I would recommend to use with X39. Now, glutathione is an interesting one. First of all, you can use the glutathione patch with X39, but how you use it is really up to you. Meaning, Glutathione is very powerful for detoxification. Prior to the introduction of Eon and X39, glutathione is something you'd want to use every day. But the Eon Patch, for example, has a documented effect of helping to preserve the body's glutathione levels. So, in other words, here's a good strategy. You might want to use the glutathione patch 1 week out of the month for a detox. Or you might want to use it 2 days a week for a detox and use the X39 5 to 7 days a week. So that's one strategy for using the glutathione patch. Now let's talk about the Eon Patch for a moment. Eon Patch was released in 2011, and from the time it was released up until now, it was our top-selling patch, and for very good reason. Eon Patch is a pure anti-aging patch that also has the daily benefit of stress reduction. So when we think about what are going to be contributing factors in aging, one of them is inflammation. And of course, inflammation can also be associated with a number of autoimmune disorders like arthritis. So in other words, if you have arthritis, you could use the Eon Patch to manage those symptoms and help control the inflammation and reduce your pain. And of course, there are long-term benefits to reducing inflammation. Studies are very clear that as we manage inflammation, we can age more gracefully and not experience some of the negative effects of aging. So the Eon Patch is very powerful in that regards. Now, we have not completed our testing. However, it looks as if using the Eon Patch with the X39 patch should not be an issue. So if you wanted to combine those two, that would be a very powerful anti-aging strategy. Another possibility, if you were going to use X39 and Carnosine during the day, you could always use the Eon Patch in the evening. Now, as illustrated in the examples that I gave earlier, and from what we know from all the testimonials that we've received and our clinical research, the pain-relieving benefits of X39 are truly incredible. Meaning that you can apply an X39 patch to the back of the neck and get pain relief through the entire body. Now, this is all to say that if you or someone you know is suffering in pain, I would definitely start with X39 first. It could turn out that you may not need Icewave at all. And using X39, of course, has many other benefits. If you wanted to use Icewave along with X39, of course, that's completely fine. But again, I would start with X39, see what the benefits are for you in terms of pain reduction, and then use Icewave if it's necessary. Now, Silent Nights is another one. I can tell you we've completed our clinical study where we were looking at sleep with X39, and the results were really phenomenal. It showed that in the study, to significance, that after just 1 day of using X39, the people in the study found that X39 improved their quality of sleep. So what does this mean? Think about this. You use X39 during the day, then you remove it, and you're still getting the benefits from the product. And you can still experience an improvement in the quality of your sleep. So that's extremely powerful. Now, if you want to use Silent Nights, you can. There wouldn't be any issue with that, and certainly many people do that. So again, I would say use X39 first and see what your quality of sleep is, and if you want to add Silent Nights, you can. So far, we don't have any documented clinical research when it comes to appetite control in X39. So if you wanted to use SP6 patch with X39, you could do that. Now let's go back up here for a moment. WinFit. In theory, you could use X39 with the WinFit patch, but I'll be very clear that so far we have not gotten around to testing the compatibility of X39 and WinFit. In theory, there shouldn't be an issue, but we don't have our testing done on that yet. Now, Nirvana is interesting. As you will learn on January 19th, there is a whole host of benefits of X39. If you wanted to use the Nirvana patch with X39, you could. Many people will find that it's not necessary. However, the Nirvana pills that we sell are rather interesting because one of the benefits is that they elevate collagen production. Now, the X39 will also increase collagen production. So I think what we're going to find in our research is that there is a synergistic effect between the two, meaning using Nirvana with X39 produces a very powerful anti-aging effect. That's yet to be determined, but that would be my suspicion. Now, last patch that I want to talk about is Alavaida. And this would be my #1 recommendation if you could only use 2 patches. So if you could only use 2 patches, I would pick X39 and Alavaida. And there's a few reasons for this. First thing is that this is extremely simple in that you would use X39 during the day and you would use Alavaida in the evening. So very, very simple from an application point of view. Alavaida has a whole host of benefits. One of them, of course, is that it reduces oxidative stress. So this is going to be important for overall health, immune function, and of course for improvement in the quality of the skin. Now, Alavaida is designed to elevate the peptide epithalamine or epitalon. And epithalamine has a number of benefits. One of the things that epithalamine has been associated with is lengthening of the telomeres. And of course, that's very powerful anti-aging if we can keep the cells dividing. So this is why I would recommend using Alavaida patch with X39. It's a very, very nice complement. Okay, so that covers the overview on patching with X39. So let's go ahead and take a look at some questions. You can use the webinar system to raise your hand, and I will unmute your microphone, or you can write in a question. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, here is a situation that I run into often driving long distances. I do wear X39 in energy already, but found myself getting sleepy during the drive. I suppose that depends on what time of day and how many hours. Is there a patching protocol to stay awake during the drive? Well, yes, as a matter of fact. Here's a protocol that I use quite regularly that is very, very energizing. There's a number of protocols, but this one in particular I really like. And give you an example, I stayed awake for 30 hours straight the other day. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning in the Philippines, had a flight from Manila over to Tokyo, Tokyo to Los Angeles, drove from Los Angeles back to San Diego. When I got back to San Diego, I had some errands to run, and then I went to sleep about 10 o'clock at night. So it was easily a 30-hour day for me. And the patching protocol that I used was X39 on the back of the neck, Carnosine below the belly button, and 2 sets of energy patches. Now, the places where you apply energy patches are important. There's 2 different protocols. First protocol is to patch, I'm going to use some acupuncture here, is to patch the kidney meridian. one set on the bottom of the feet on kidney 1, and the other set right around the thymus at kidney 27. This was a protocol that was researched by a doctor named Bruno Brandimart in Italy a number of years ago, and found that it produced the most excitation and energy in the body. So kidney 1 on the bottom of the feet, kidney 27 around the thymus. Another protocol you can try is, this one was developed by Peter Ragnar, a martial artist, and it's one set of energy patches at stomach 36 below the knees, and the second set on pericardium 6, which I happen to be wearing today, on the wrists. And again, using X39. If you wanted to add carnosine, you can, but I don't think it's necessary. I happen to use carnosine when I travel because the body gets exposed to radiation, and my belief is that carnosine protects the body from radiation. Okay, certainly there's data about that. Okay, okay, and by the way, Alavaida is available when you enroll, and no issue with that. Just clarifying a comment there. Oh, here's a great question. Is X39 best on the back of the neck or below the belly button? So far in our clinical studies, our data is showing that either works and both are equally effective. Here would be an example. We got submitted to us a testimonial recently where a woman patched the back of her neck, and then she found that there was an injury on her toe that had healed. Now, she never expected that, given that she was patching X39 at the back of the neck. We also have a remarkable testimonial from someone that had a diabetic ulceration on the top of their foot, and that had healed when applying X39. So, generally speaking, when you use X39 anywhere, it's going to affect the entire body. If you would like to apply the patch directly to an injury, you can do so, but so far our clinical data shows that applying it to the back of the neck and below the belly button is equally effective. We haven't seen any evidence that either one is preferable at this point. All right, let's see. Here is a very long question, so bear with me while I read it. Okay, let's break this down. This is from a Canadian distributor that is excited about X39. Thank you so much for ordering the product and for trying it. I know that you're going to love it. And please share your testimonial with us. So with beads, in a number of countries where we register X39 and our other patch products, they are registered as acupressure devices, so that's why we include the bead. So the bead helps to stimulate the acupressure point where you apply the patch. And can you please clarify the position of the placement of X39? Yeah, X39 can be placed at the C7 vertebrae, so you just tip your head down like that and apply it to the bone that protrudes out the back of the neck. Don't worry so much about the getting it absolutely precise, because any place you apply it on the skin, it's going to work. You just have a lot of nerves running through that point, and that's why we recommend it. our experience has showed that that point works very, very well. So it doesn't have to be placed directly on the protruding bone, but that's what we recommend. Yeah, placement below the abdomen, almost anywhere below the abdomen is fine. But yes, two finger widths below the belly button is going to work. Just immediately below it is okay. X39 with supplements. Okay, what this is referring to is how to optimize the effects of X39. Now, this is all relative to your food intake, and this is covered in detail on another webinar. But just in summary, first thing is make sure you're getting enough protein and healthy fats in the diet. So often vegans can have a problem with this. An ideal source of protein and healthy fats would be a non-genetically modified salmon. It's kind of shocking you have to say that today because there are genetically modified salmon on the market. And also, you don't want farm-raised salmon because they're fed corn, which is a GMO. You want to have wild salmon. Of course, there's plenty of other choices as well. But the idea is you need to have adequate amounts of protein and adequate amounts of healthy fats in the diet to heal the body and make hormones and have construction material. Another thing that's absolutely essential are minerals. The minerals that I refer to would be things like magnesium, zinc, selenium, copper. Now, you can get all of these things through diet, but if you wanted to supplement, you certainly could. So avocados are a very rich source of magnesium. Things like wheatgrass are a great source of copper. Zinc, selenium. Oysters, of course, are one of the classic examples. And, people aren't going to have oysters, every day. But things like cashews, Brazil nuts, almonds are a great source of minerals. So I'd encourage you to go back and look at that webinar. But again, key minerals would be magnesium, zinc, selenium, copper. Those are all involved in regeneration. We're going to talk more about that on January 19th at the launch. But to get the most out of X39, absolutely I recommend that. You also want to have adequate amounts of sleep, at least 7 hours of sleep, adequate amounts of water, and mild exercise. When is Theta Pure coming to the U.S.? No release date on that at this time. Okay, David, I want the most energy when I'm traveling. Would it be okay if I use 4 pairs of energy enhancer, the X39 and Carnosine? Okay, so first of all, 4 pairs of energy enhancer I don't recommend. I think it's overkill. So yes, I would say X39 on the back of the neck and Carnosine below the belly button. You're going to get anti-aging benefits. And again, my belief, just based on what is known about Carnosine, is that it helps protect the body from radiation. Of course, we get exposed to radiation during airplane travel. Now, with energy enhancer, using one set gets you, let's say, about 80% of the way there. So using a second set of energy enhancer patches is not necessary, but it does provide benefits. And I think the best way to do it, based on our tests, is one set on the lower torso and one set on the upper torso. This way you get energy moving through both parts of the body. So yes, if you wanted to use the combination of stomach 36 and pericardium 6, great combo. And if you wanted to use kidney 1 and kidney 27, that's another potential combination. So lots of ways that you can do it. For example, today I have one set of energy patches on liver 3 and then one set on pericardium 6. So there's all different ways to combine them. But that's the basic idea. Lower torso, upper torso. Okay, with using X39, we recommend the use during the day, but if you wanted to use it at night, you could. So far in our clinical studies, we have observed the use of X39 during the day. Now, you've asked a great question. Wouldn't it make sense to use it at night? Well, actually, because the X39 has such a powerful effect, it alters the neurotransmitters of the body. So even when you use it during the day and then remove the patch, you still get the benefits in the evening. So when you use X39 during the day and then remove it, you'll still experience an improvement in the quality of your sleep. Okay, when I have a stomach ache after I eat, besides X39 or glutathione, what else should I put on? Now, if you're having a stomach ache after you eat, this could be an indication of a number of things. You should listen to your body. The first thing is what you're eating you may be allergic to. So this is something that you should watch yourself for. So in other words, keep a notebook, and when you notice that you are getting a stomach ache, write down what you just had because you may be allergic to it, and try to remove that next time. So some people are allergic to red meat or certain types of fish or grains. Okay, you want to keep track of that. Another thing that happens as we age is that our bodies start to produce less stomach acid. And if you're having a diet which is high in protein, you may have a stomach ache because your body is not able to break down that food. So you could look into digestive enzymes and products that increase production of hydrochloric acid. One of them is called betaine HCl. So you'll want to increase your intake of digestive enzymes and get your stomach producing more hydrochloric acid. So those are some things to be aware of. In that particular case, if it's an occasional stomach ache, you could patch stomach 36 with the energy patches, but I think there's something else going on there. So it could be a food allergy, could be just age related to not producing enough stomach acids. Okay, let's see. Hello, David. Welcome home. Thank you. It is good to be home. It's always a pleasure to fly back into California. Okay, so X39 works really well for me on CV22. My energy level is incredibly high. Does that mean that CV22 needs stimulation? Whoops, let's see, I lost the question here. Versus the other two. Yeah, you can apply the X39 really wherever you like. The general recommendations that we give, so the center between the chest, for example, is CV17 for those who don't understand the acupuncture reference, and then as we get down below the belly button, the numbers drop, CV6, CV4, and so forth. Regarding this, let's say that you wanted to apply the patch right over here at the base of the throat. You could do that. That is the thymus, and the thymus manufactures white blood cells and also does have an incredible effect on energizing the body. So that makes complete sense why patching over the thyroid or the thymus would increase your energy production. So does it mean that your body needs it there? That's a maybe. A maybe. But absolutely, if you wanted to continue to apply it to that point, you certainly can do that. Oh, great question. For those that will not be able to attend the official launch in Austria, will you be providing video or possibly a live feed? Yes, we will be providing video. Portions of the event will be recorded and then broadcast later. And we will also have the same information at other events. So, for example, if you're located there in Canada, please attend the event in California that we're going to have at the last weekend in March, March 30th. That will be a very similar presentation to the one that we're having in Austria. Okay, last one, and then we're going to wrap up. My mother has been having fantastic results with Eon for her arthritis and prefers it over X39. I'm encouraging her to keep using the X39 for other issues. Would it be best to wear these at the same time, or one day, one night, or does it matter? At this point, we don't have any studies looking at exactly what you're asking. So if she's only using these two patches, I'd say use X39. I'd say use Eon during the day and X39 at night. But if she was using other patches and you wanted to use both during the day, it's probably okay to do that. As far as whether or not it matters, I'm taking an educated guess at that point. But again, I would say use Eon during the day and X39 at night. Okay, well, thank you everyone, and thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's good to be back home, and I've got a couple of weeks here before going off to Europe in mid-January to begin our tour. Going to be a phenomenal year. And again, next Monday, December 17th, we have a big, astonishing announcement about a new benefit for X39. You are going to want to be there. The webinar is not being recorded, and we won't share the information again until January 19th. And if I don't see you between now and then, have a wonderful Christmas, have a wonderful New Year, and see you all soon. So, see you next Monday. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.